So, next one down, front legs. So your two front legs are always on the side of the caravans.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so there's one this side and then obviously one duplicated on the other one. Next one down. So this is your Truma water boiler. So this is for your hot water inside the caravan. Has got a lovely cover. If you want to run it on gas, you need to remove this cover.
Right.
Where if you want to run it on electric, you can just leave the cover on. And all it does, simply pops on like that.
Right.
Okay, I will take it off now.
Off whenever you're doing gas.
Yeah, so if only for your hot water. If you want to heat your hot water on gas, you need to remove this cover. If you want to heat it on the electric, you can leave it on. It's totally up to yourself. So, next one down. So this is your water inlet now.
Yeah.
So this is your water pipe. All it is squeeze the trigger, give it a little bit of a wiggle and it'll pop off. So on the bottom there is your water pump. So all you do is put your water pump into the barrel and then just simply clip it off. It's as easy as that. And then obviously this is my Aquaroll, but you've got an Aquaroll and a Wastemaster there.
Yeah.
So all you do when you get to site is obviously fill your water up, come along, plug your pipe in and just drop it in your barrel. That's it, and that's your water supply sorted for the caravan. Okay, there is a filter for it. There is a brand new one in there. Our engineers don't tend to fit it though because they don't know when you're going to use your caravan. So they last, I think it's about 35 days of use. So that's 35 days of using, not 35 days. Every 35 days you have to replace it as such.
Yeah.
And all you literally do is just unscrew that, pull the old one out, whack a new one in, buff, and you're ready to go. And all it is like a particle filter. It just takes all the bits and bobs out your water. Then you have got an external shower point here, so you can buy an external shower. So if he's really pissed you off and you want to wash him down with some cold water, you can literally plug a shower head into there and use it externally. So you've got to be careful because there's more trick. So you're happy with the water inlet? Yeah, perfect. Yep. So next one down, you've got your leisure battery. Yep. That is your battery. When I get 5 minutes, I will fit it in for you, so it'll be ready to go. But then obviously we've got the 240 hook up here, which is your mains electric hookup, and then just below it there we've got an external satellite feed.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're ever on a site where they've got satellite or an external aerial, you can just run a cable from the van here to the post, and then it will automatically go inside the van. But it doesn't have to be satellite. You can get a TV bit that you can fit on there, so you can plug a TV aerial into it rather than a satellite. So 12 volt system. So virtually everything inside your caravan runs off a 12 volt. What the 240 is doing is recharging up this battery.
Right. Yeah.
So you can operate without your 240, but what you'll find is when that battery's gone flat, you'll lose all your lights and everything. You'll be sat in the dark.
Yeah.
So
sort of how long would that last?
Depends on what you've got switched on. But what it is so that's a 75 amp battery. So what that's saying is at 1 amp, that would run for 75 hours.
Right, yeah.
But then it obviously depends if you've got loads of things switched on in there.
I'd press something that zoomed in on you. What have I pressed?
The one on the top here. That's it.
Cool, really? My fingers are starting
I'm definitely going to watch this video back. So 12 volt system virtually runs everything inside the caravan. What the 240 is doing is just recharging up that.
Yeah, so
what
you're
the main
not,
thing
you're not
of
actually using that, you're using that to do that and then that's doing that.
Really, yeah. There is a few things like the electric ring on your cookers, definitely the mains, and all your household plug sockets, they're all off the mains, and like your fridge and bits and bobs like that. So you can operate without it, but ideally on a modern day site, you've got your power in and you've got your battery on as well.
Right, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the seat's going on.
So next one down, we've just got your lovely fridge vents. Nothing particularly exciting, just your fridge vents. Heat will come out the back of them. It's no different than our fridges at home, it's just we don't walk around the back of our fridges at home, so you don't notice the heat coming out. So that's about as exciting as that bit gets. Next one down where my bucket is. So this is your waste outlets now. So all your waste that comes through all your sinks, or your shower, this is where all the dirty water comes out. Right. So all it is, you've got your 2 grey pipes in the front there, you push the 2 ones in, and then the single end you drop into your Wastemaster. Yeah. And what you'll find is your Aquaroll and your Wastemaster are quite similarly sized, so normally 9 out of 10 times if you've run out of water, you need to empty your Wastemaster at the same time.
Yeah, that's simple enough.
Yeah? Yeah. Perfect. So, toilet.
Well, this is the truth.
It's easy.
Is it?
It's easy. Right, so.
I've been filmed by Central Television.
In the top here is your flush tank. So rather than it using that lovely water that you've gone and traipsed half a mile to the tap, or I mean 5 minutes to the tap, this holds, it's about 5-6 litre tank in here. So all you need is a squash bottle or a watering can or something, and you literally just tip the water straight into there, and that will fill the tank up. And then what it is it's your pink solution in the top, and all the pink solution does, it's a nice fragrant smell, so when you're flushing your toilet, it's flushing it with a lovely, sweet smelling smell.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, pink in the top with your water, this is what flushes your toilet. So, below is the business end. And make sure you get the right key. So, the business end. So, this is always our jobs. So, there's your cassette. So, when you use the toilet, this is where everything goes. It has got the lovely trolley dolly on it. Wouldn't recommend taking it on holiday with you. You'll probably get strip searched at the airport. Unless you're into that sort of thing, then so, all this one is, to prime this so it's ready for use, is simply blue liquid and a spot of water inside here. All that does, it starts to break down all the nasties in here and also neutralises all the odour, so there will not be any smell from this. There is a slight measuring guide on your lid. It's not an exact science, just have a read on your bottle. As long as you've slugged a fair amount in, then you're ready to go. Normally it's about one of them capfuls inside here. So that's your setup to use it. So just slide it back in. So we're ready to go now. You open and close it internally. All you need to do is just push your cassette in. That's how your toilet's ready. So, it's lit up inside. It's lit up inside to let you know it's your turn to empty it. So all you do is pull your little trolley out, rinse your way off to the pit to empty it. All you do to empty it is simply under your cap. Don't put it on the wall where you are, because if you knock it in with your arm, I certainly wouldn't want to climb down the hole to get it back out. It's bad enough dealing with your own, let alone about 50 other people's. To empty it, all you simply do is hold that button down on the back and just tip it up.
All right.
And then everything will all just empty out. That's it.
I thought this was going to be the scientific thing.
No, it's easy as that. And then obviously all you do is recharge it with a bit more blue liquid, screw your cap back on, stick it back in. That's it. Simple as that.
Easy enough, that.
Yeah, it's not too scary. And with that blue liquid, it literally just neutralises everything. It's not. It don't smell like you're emptying a toilet. It just smells like you're emptying a blue toilet. That's it. That's all. You won't have no odours. And the easiest way to remember it: pink on the top, so the woman on the top, the man on the bottom. So always pink on the top and your blue in the bottom.
Make a blue movie now.
Hey, we've got the camera. Right. So we'll come round the back. So, not much too exciting on the arse end, apart from your two rear legs are both on the back.
Yeah, yeah.
And they have got the lovely plastic feet on the side, so it gives you some extra stability.
Yeah, I just bought a set of them thinking
Oh well, you've got a spare set now then. So, for...
they stay, those blue, I know this sounds stupid, but
Yeah.
the plastic bit stays on even when
Yeah, you just literally wind your legs up out the way and that's
Yeah.
it. They're literally there, all it does is it spreads out the mass of the weight on the legs, so if you're ever on a soft bit of grass, it'll stabilise it more, because if it's just thin, it'll just sink into the grass. The wider they are, the less it does. You may still find if you're on a really wet site, you may still need a square of wood or something to put underneath it to stop it sinking in. But I mean, if you caravan and it's that wet, I'll think about going over. So, to manoeuvre your caravan around by hand, always use your handles. So you've got two on the back and there's two on the front. Main reason being, if you are pushing on here, it is quite soft, and you will find if you put a lot of effort in, you will end up cracking something. So always use the handles if you do have to handle your caravan around. Oh dear me, it's a lack of nicotine. So,
he needs a fag to get rid of the car.
underneath your bed, as daft as it is, yeah. So you've got a dual access cupboard here, so obviously we can lift your bed internally, or you can open up a cupboard on the side here. This is a fantastic storage thing for when you're on site, not when you're travelling though. You can put bed in or anything light in here when you're travelling, but don't, whatever you do, put anything heavy on the back end of the caravan.
So far away from
It will destabilise it, and you'll find when you're going down the road, your caravan will be going like that. So when you're on site, you can cram whatever you want in here. You can even sleep in there if you really wanted to, if you're proper in the doghouse. Sneak in from the pub and just sort of crawl in the hole. I don't think I'd fit in there, is the only problem. But as I say, when you're on site, you can put whatever you want in, but when you're travelling, just make sure you haven't got anything heavy in the back end.
For bedding and stuff like that.
Yeah, bedding, anything like that, absolutely fine with it. Just anything with any hoof or heaviness to it. So, wheel nuts. Now, they've been checked in the PDI. I'll do them again for you today. From today onwards, it's down to you to be checking it. Main thing being caravans are always left unattended for long periods of time, so you don't know if anyone's been playing around with them. And believe me, the last thing you want is to get down the road and get overtaken by your wheel, because caravans that have hit the deck are not far off write-offs. So for something that takes 30 seconds of checking your wheel nuts, that's why we provide you with the wheel tool, as it was called in the front there, so you can check your wheel nuts. We've got a torque wrench. It's 120 Newton meters for your wheel nuts. If you've got a torque spanner, fantastic. If not, just use your wheel tool in the front there. Just make sure your nuts are tight. That's it. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that the locking one there?
No. Caravans don't tend to come with locking
bother
wheel
with
nuts.
that one.
Well, it's absolutely, they wouldn't fit on a car, so you're pretty sad if you go and nick an alloy off a
Now
car.
the other thing is, this
Yeah.
has been sent out as well.
Yeah.
Are we advised to get a spare?
You've got a spare wheel?
Oh, we've got a spare.
Yeah,
have we?
it's in the cradle underneath here. So that's your cradle with your spare wheel.
Oh, right. Oh, that's that one answered then.
Yeah, so there's your spare tyre. Now, door. So, if you have any guests or visitors over, especially if you've had a few glasses, just make sure you show them that. Because what you'll find is when your door locks, people will rag it, they'll either snap this top one or they'll snap the bottom one here because you've got a barn style split door as well.
Ah, right.
So just make sure when you've got guests over that you do show them that the door locks.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
As
that's
easy
right.
as that, he says. That, there you go.
that's
I haven't quite pushed it in. So,
So it's stop
it
the
does
wind
lock,
blowing it
honestly.
shut, I suppose,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. You just have to pull it to remove it. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
So, we'll keep coming down. So, you've got your wet locker here. So, if you've got any wet towels or anything like dirty walking boots or anything, you can chuck them in there and it's nicely sealed off, so it's not going to get anything wet inside the caravan for you. You have got an external 240 socket in there, so if you've got an awning or anything, you can have a power supply externally, so you can run a light or whatever you wanted outside. And then last but not least is your external barbecue point.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got an external gas point which literally just runs off your gas out your front there. You literally just need the bayonet fitting in and then you can run it to a gas burner, a barbecue or anything gas that you wanted to play around with outside. Okay,
Perfect.
happy days. Right, lovely. We'll jump inside then, we'll start the...
Well,
Well,
Go on,
Leo.
after you.
boots on.
Go on after you, my dear. Ladies first. So, now, the only thing is don't sit on anything right now. I've got a bit of a... All it is they'd only just finished caravan brighting inside, so it's just got that Scotch Guard on the... it does dry relatively quickly, but you can just see the moisture here, bits and bobs. That's all it is, it's just the Scotch Guarding for the carpets and the sides. So, we'll start underneath your lovely, beautiful cushions here. So, in the top corner here, that's your water boiler. So you've got your 10 litre hot water tank, that's what heats up all your water. You see the little yellow tap that's sitting flat down at the minute?
Yeah.
That's your drain off valve. So when it comes to winter time or you're leaving it for any period of time, all you simply need to do is lift that yellow lever up so it sits straight up in the air, and that will drain all the contents of that water boiler and virtually drain all the pipework out. So it takes all the water out. Because obviously when it comes to winter time,
Stopped it busting it.
yeah, when it comes to winter time and it freezes up, it will pop all your pipes and things. So you just need to make sure winter time you have drained all the fluids out.
So if you're out in it in the winter,
If you're
You have
out in
to
it
take any
and you're
extra
using
special-
it, not really, because if you're in here and using it, the warmth should keep it in. The only things you may have trouble with is it may freeze your Acarol or your Wastemaster externally.
Right.
But as long as you've got heat in here, no, it won't freeze up the pipework because obviously you'll have your heat inside here as well as your heating and things. So, drainage tap, as I say, so just lift it up, that will drain it out. All you need to do then is just open up your taps and just draw the last of the residual water out of the pipework.
Right.
Once they're through to air, that's it, you're done and dusted, then it's ready, ready for winter time. Obviously when it comes to summertime and you want to fill it back up, all you simply need to do is just drop that down, switch your water pump on and just simply pull the water through your taps. Cold side first and then the hot side. Once you've got running water on both sides of your tap, that's it, your water system's primed and ready to go.
cold side first.
Yeah, cold side first and then the hot.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
there is a couple of gas shut-off valves in there. One's for your boiler, I'm not sure what the other one's for. But the main thing is if you do ever smell gas, is just to switch your bottles off. The shut-off valves are more there for if an engineer ever wanted to remove your boiler or your fridge or anything along them lines.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we're in the cupboard here, got your electrics. So
Oh, yeah.
we've got your...
Do you stand there and I'll stand there because I've got my boots on.
Well, why don't you take your boots off?
you want to get you some overshoes?
Does his feet smell?
No, no.
So we've got your 240 breakers on the top,
Yeah.
and then your 12-volt fuses on the bottom there.
Right.
They are all labelled, so if you are having any electrical problems, that's your first port of call to look in there. Okay,
Yeah.
nice and easy. So while I'm in this corner, I might as well do it. So water boiler runs on either electric, gas, or gas and electric at the same time. The electric switch is just down here. It's the lovely grey one here. And it's either down the bottom for high, which will heat your water up to about 70 degrees, or at the top, which will heat your water up to about 50 degrees. Okay, so that's literally how you switch it on. Now, the only thing you can do any damage to in here is by having that boiler switched on without pulling the water through first.
Right.
So you need to get in a habit when you've finished your breakaway, is just to make sure you've knocked your water boiler off, because obviously when you get to your next site, one of the first things we do is we plug our leads in, and then you get distracted by the couple across the way, so you gas bag into them for half an hour. Next thing you walk in here and think, ooh, what's that smell? And you've burnt your element out in there. So just make sure you get into a habit of switching that off.
So it's middle for off.
Yeah, middle for off, top for medium,
Yeah.
and down the bottom for high.
Yeah.
So it's as easy as that. But as I say, do just get into a habit. I can't believe that mosquito just survived. And then it's in the middle. Did you see that? I caught it. Just carried on talking. 30 seconds later, open my hand and he flies off. Oh, that doesn't say much from me, does it? So I'll leave that on the electric for now. I'll move to the rest of the controls. So everything else is up on the wall here. So it's as easy as. He says if he presses the right one, master. Buff. Switched everything off.
Yeah.
So that's your main switch on and off. We've then got water pump. So again, that's your pump off, that's your pump on. But if you notice, if I open up your tap now, it'll light up when your pump's running. You said? There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So you know it's running. Your pump will only run, A, if you're asking for water out of a tap, or B, if you run out of water externally, that pump will be running constantly looking for water to replace the air it's sucked in. So when it does go, all you need to do is just switch your water pump off, run to the tap, fill your barrel up, come back, switch that back on, and then as I've already explained, cold side first, so you've got running water, and then do the hot as well, just so you've re-primed up your system. So the next one, volts, so that'll just tell us the condition of your leisure battery. Awning light is simply the light above your head. And then next one down is your light switches. It only does these odd couple of lights you see switching on and off now. Everything else is individually switched on. So you can have, obviously I've got them all on at the minute, but you can have as little or as many lights on as you want. Obviously, as somebody explained, if you are on a site where you haven't got electric, the less lights you've got on, the longer your power will last for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've done the electric for the water boiler. Gas for the water boiler is this one here. You know it because it says Ultra Store. Anything that says store, you think storage tank, that's for your water tank. And all this is your gas for it, and it's just as easy as 70 degrees and then also 50 degrees. So it's exactly the same as the electric, but obviously when you're running on both gas and electric, it'll speed up the time that hot water will heat up. So if you're both looking at having showers, obviously remember you've only got 10 litres of water. Once you've used that 10 litres, it'll run cold then. So if you've got them both switched on at the same time, all that will do is speed up the time that that tank will heat up for you. And that, as I say, it's as easy as 50 degrees at the top or 70 on the bottom. Now when you see you get that lovely red light, it means it hasn't lit, so all you literally need to do is switch it off, switch it back on again. It will do that when you first light it, because obviously it's trying to prime itself. What it does, when you switch it off and on again, it tries to prime itself again, and 9 out of 10 times it'll work on the second time, as it has now. He says. Yeah, no red lights, perfect. Okay,
Yep.
so you're happy with the hot water.
Yeah.
So you've got your electric down there and your gas up on the wall here. Yeah? Right, what I'll do now is I will just switch them two off before we get distracted and get gas bagging and forget. So the next one I'll do is your heating. So your electric controls for your fire are here, where the gas controls are on the fire itself.
Right.
So all you're doing here is setting the temperature on the electric for the fire. And the collar turns on the outside, it goes to 500, 1000, and then up to 2000. All that is, that's the watts, that's the amount of power you send into that fire. So the more your power you send to it, again, the faster it will heat up. So your fire will work perfectly fine on 500, But what you'll find is it will take an age for that to get up to temperature, where if you're really, really cold, crank it up to 2000 and that will just speed up the process of your fire heating up. And then all it is, your thermostat is literally the back turning bit around the outside. So obviously number 1's the lowest temperature for your thermostat, obviously up to number 9, which is the highest heat it will go. So all that's doing is just heating up the element inside your fire for you. Okay?
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Lovely. So I'll move down onto the gas for your fire now. So it's very simple. All you do is turn it, hear it clicking.
Yeah.
So to light it, just hold it down. Hear it stop clicking, lift your finger off, lit.
Alright.
If it hasn't lit, it will carry on going tick, 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 tick. Light it. If it does do that, all you do is just hold it down again until it stops clicking and then just lift your finger off. You can visually check diagonally through the hole to the pilot light down there to see the pilot light's lit. And then obviously it's just 1 to 10 for your heat. So gas for your fire, electric for your fire up by the door there. So all this is doing now is heating up the elements inside here, and we'll just literally pump the heat out the front of it. To circulate it so it blows around all the vents around your van, you just turn this other lever on the other side to A, and then that's your fan speed, either 1 up to 5. And all this is, this automatic fan will only kick in when this is up to temperature. So you hear the fan isn't kicking in now because it doesn't want to blow cold air around, it wants to blow hot air around. So until this is heated up, then fans will kick in automatic. When it's got to temperature, again the fans will just shut off. So it's just on like a continual cycle when it needs to heat up as such. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Yeah? So the last thing to show you on your fire, we'll skip forward a few months to summertime. So you're getting anything, whoa, it's a bit hot in here, I want to cool it down. What you can do is turn it to the little hand symbol that is supposed to be on that side. That runs the fan manually.
Oh, right.
So all this is doing now is drawing in fresh air from outside and literally just blowing air around inside your van for you. So it's just as simple as that. There you go. Right.
Perfect.
You happy with the heating and hot water then? Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be an awful lot more complicated than
No,
that.
no, they're not. They're not. They are a bit when you first, if you don't know anything about them. But right, fridge. So, as you see, we've got a lovely blue flashing light. Anytime you've got a light that flashes, it normally means a problem. So I know what this is because I'm trying to run it on gas. My gas hasn't lit. So all you need to do is just simply turn your fridge off with a little button on the front, leave it a few seconds, and turn it back on. And again, the same as switching that on and off for the gas, this will automatically prime and try and ignite that gas for you, so it's all automatic.
Yeah,
Hear it
can
clicking?
click
Yeah. There you go, you can hear the burners kicking. And you know the gas is lit because that blue light will be solid. If it doesn't light that, it will be flashing at you. So, this is your power select on this side, this is just simply your temperature. So your fridge will run on gas as I've got it on at the minute. Electric, which is the plug socket, which obviously your mains electric, and then also vehicle battery for when you're driving down the road.
Oh, right,
But
so
again,
that's your transport setting.
yeah, so that's for when you're driving down the road.
yeah.
So all that is, that's drawing the power from the car and running your fridge off that. What it is, again, you see it flashing, so it's letting us know there's no power source there, obviously, because we're not plugged into the car.
Right, yeah.
You are fine to travel with items in your fridge with it on the battery, so running off a car, but always get it down to temperature first on either gas or electric. Get your fridge nice and cold and then change it over.
Right.
Main reason being is the vehicle battery will hold the temperature of the fridge, it won't particularly drop it. So always get your fridge nice and cold first, then change it over onto the vehicle battery, and that's it, you're fine to drive off to Scotland if you wanted, and your milk will be nice and cold when you get there, or your beer or your wine or your cider or
Sounds good.
So as I say, the other side is just simply the temperature. All 5 bars lit is the coldest, down to 1 bar, which is obviously the lowest temperature your fridge will run at. Just turn it back up, and then all it is, open the catch, and there's your beautiful fridge. And your little freezer box in the top as well. Plenty of room for your wine or cider, or not that I'm alcoholic or anything. Then, last thing to show you, there is a lovely
Friday,
little
and you're telling me after a day's work, and
oh, I don't know, fag or alcoholic on, so which one I want more now. So there is a lovely little catch here which just hooks into there, and then it just keeps your door open. So when you're storing it over winter, rather than spilling that smallest bit of milk in the bottom that turns into a massive forest, you can pin your door open so there's some air circulating around it. Obviously don't travel with it down the road like that, but when you've got it parked up somewhere you can just leave it like that. Okay, happy with the fridge?
yeah.
Fantastic, I'll just knock that one off. Then we've got your stowaway tables inside there for you.
Yeah.
Then, cooker. So, 1 to 6 on this side relates to your ring, and it also lights up here to let you know when the ring's on. It will stay lit as well to let you know when if it's hot, so you know it's on. Then we've got 1, 2, 3 for your gas burners, and a lovely 12-volt igniter. So as long as there's power in your leisure battery, you will always have a spark for your hob. So hold down, ignite, and there we go. So there's your 3 gas burners. 1, 2, 3, and then below, got your lovely grill pan and handle inside there for you. The grill again, just hold and light, as easy as that. So that's your grill. And then I say this every time, I wish my oven was this clean at home. And there's your lovely oven. Again, just hold down and ignite, as simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's lighting first time for me now. That's only because I've already pulled your gas through. What you'll find is when you've had your bottle switched off, when you switch it back on again, it can take 10, 20 seconds maybe for it to pull through. It's not a long time, but it won't be as instant as that. And then, last but not least, we've got a lovely little storage cupboard in the bottom there. There is a plug switch, a plug socket in there which relates to your ring in here. So keep all your heavy pots and pans and bits in there. But if you are switching that on and it's not coming on, 9 out of 10 times you've knocked the plug out with a pot or a pan or something. So what am I on to now? Obviously, various storage cupboards here, there, and everywhere. Main advice, because you're new to it, is try not to put anything heavy up top.
Yep.
Again, it's like in your car, so you wouldn't put
it
a
up
hot
there
mug
when
of
you
coffee
get
on the
there,
side. Yeah, you can travel with light things in there, but you don't want anything heavy because it will bounce and open your doors. And obviously, you've got your slight kitchen one there with your cups and your plate rack and everything in there.
Yeah.
So, what should we do next? We'll do your microwave next. Very simple microwave. All you do is turn it and hit it. That's it. It is as simple as that, and then stop there. There is other functions there that it is in your manual, so there is how to use a microwave, but I'm not going to patronise you, teach you how to use a microwave. So, only advice, always take this lovely heavy dish out. Main reason being, if you do it a pothole or after swerve or anything, it does happen to jump out, it will crack these sides if it hit it.
Right, yeah.
So either wrap it in a tea towel or a towel or something, stick it in your sink, or you can just simply wedge it underneath the cushion like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
What else am I going to show you? Radio. So radio's in the front here, just switches on and off on the top corner there. And it's just your standard sort of car radio as such. TV points. So you've got one down the bottom there, and then also the other one on the wall there. Yep. And as you see, the top one's a satellite, so that reverts to the one externally, and then the TV area reverts to the one which is in the wardrobe here.
Yeah. And that other one, I take it's your fag lighter type thing, is it?
Yeah, so that's for your 12-volt system. So if you're not plugged in the mains, you can still charge your phone or anything along them lines.
Right.
So we'll move to the wardrobe behind. Oh, no, open past there. So, inside your lovely wardrobe, got your directional TV aerial. So the box here is for your booster, for your signal, and this is your directional aerial. So all you do is unscrew the nut here and just literally shove it up in the air. And then you can twist it whichever direction you want. Also the lever on the bottom here sends it, in the minute it's sitting flat, if you wind the lever it tilts it on its side. So you've got full range of what direction you can point it in. Right. Best advice with these is when you get to a site, have a look which way everyone else has got theirs pointing it and just copy theirs, because believe me, you can spend hours looking for a TV signal.
Right.
They're alright, but obviously if you're in deepest, darkest Wales where you can't get a radio signal, you've probably got an awful chance of getting a TV signal as well. So they're not guaranteed you'll pick up, but obviously, like if you're here up on our site, obviously you're looking at the Wrekin, so you're not going to struggle with that. But as I say, if you're in deepest, darkest Wales, then you may struggle to get a TV signal. But they're alright, they're alright.
Yeah.
What else have we got left? So, light switches just down the side here. 2 switches here. One does the bathroom, take the word for it, and this one does the one above your mirror here. So this is what I say, you can't upset the wife, because she will turn the light off when you're in the bathroom. So just to pre-warn you on that one. So, into your bathroom. Don't worry, with your toilet, you don't need to chop your knees off so you can go to the loo. Can you see?
Yeah.
The lid does spin round.
All right, yeah.
So you don't have to break your knees. To open and close the toilet, you see the little grey lever that's just down where my butt's pointing? That's to open and close your toilet. So all you do is open the gate, do what you need to do, flush it, and then close that gate back up. Always open and close that gate with that lid closed, because you don't want to be greeted by what you've just got rid of. It's a nice way of putting it. And then all it is the blue button on the top is your flush.
Right.
So the longer you hold the button down, the more time it will flush for. Last thing to